So I just reintroduced these guys back together after being apart for several months. And you can see that there's a lot of activity here. The big male is already courting one of the females, so I was hoping to get that, but looks like he's busy chasing the little ones around now. So these two are from the same spawn. They are sparring quite a bit. I just removed all of their other siblings and moved them to a new tank. So there's a lot of, the pecking order has to be reestablished. So you can see that there's a little bit of scale damage from biting each other, but it's not a big problem. They'll heal very quickly. This is typical sparring behavior. Oh, there we go. But these two are the ones I'm going to keep from this spawn. They've got really nice color and well-developed spade tails. But if you see sparring like this, especially when you like change the tank up or add new tank mates, it's totally fine for Betta rubra to spar. They probably won't hurt each other to the point of death like like domestic Betta splendens would. They'll just, that little old lady, gosh, she is so old. Anyway, so they're just gonna spar like this until they have that dominance reestablished. But I just think they're gorgeous when they're sparring. I love how they flex their pelvic fins, kind of like swords. What? Hold on. That is, okay. Guys, you're two boys. What? Okay, so I have seen males wrap each other before. I don't know if they're practicing or not, but it is really funny when they do that. And this little old lady is ancient. I'd have no idea how old she is. So she's just retired. But these guys, what are you guys doing? Okay, this is bizarre. Oh, there's Big Daddy. Hello. So he and that alpha female. Yep, there they are. They are. Yep. They'll probably have eggs by the end of the day. They're kind of renewing their bond since they've been apart for a while. Sometimes I separate the males and the females and then put them back together just to kind of get them active. They usually spawn within the day when you put them back together. So this is a really fun, exciting time in this tank. Okay, so what you see here is spawning behavior. That big male and that big female are the alphas of this tank, and they're just slowly circling around each other. The male and the female will flare at each other. There might be some head shaking, but there's a lot of circling. Unfortunately, they've gone all the way to the back of the tank back there, but there you go. So you can see that circling. Fortunately, my phone doesn't want to focus back that far, but they're just kind of circling each other. They'll probably explore the rest of the tank, circling around like that. There you go. It's really quite beautiful to watch them circle around like this. And they'll go all around the tank. Oh, photobomb. If there are other fish that try and get in the way, they will, as you can see, they'll chase them away. Gosh, so these guys are really friendly. They're wondering what I'm doing. But yeah, so they're just going to circle around, and I bet that he'll be holding some eggs by the end of the day. So this pair came back out to the front again. Just wanted to show these guys because when the females are mature and, really ready to spawn, they're honestly just as beautiful as the males. Oh gosh, they have kind of an even deep red color. Compared to this female, right, this one's very, very old. She's like one of my retired girls. She's not spawning right now, and she kind of has the more typical brown and light brown black stripe coloration. This female also has not, well, she might have spawned. I'm not sure, because those juveniles did spawn earlier. But you can see again, they have that prominent black stripe and that light tan, versus this female that's currently spawning. And she has just such a beautiful color. That deep, even red. So these guys are just really, really enjoying getting reacquainted with one another. Those males are still sparring in the back there. But you can see they just kind of do this circling behavior, establishing dominance of the tank, chasing away all of the others while they prepare to spawn. But this female is really a gorgeous female. So these are the 3 Betta rubra that I'm sending over to Randy Reed. It was super awesome to do the Aquarius podcast interview with him. It's on the, I think it's called the Aquarium Co-op podcast. You can get it as an app for your phone, and I just love listening to it. Like when I'm driving around or doing something else. Lots of really interesting people have been interviewed on that show, and it was super awesome to be a part of that. But anyway, I have 1 female here and then 2 males. Oh goodness. So I just wanted to highlight, come on, calm down. So I just wanted to highlight that you always want to send with more air than water when you're shipping bettas, because bettas breathe air, of course, so the air is more important than the water here. And then also these bags look small, but you actually don't want to have a really tall bag when you're shipping bettas, because as you can see, they're highly reactive and they jump a lot. So if you have really long bags, then they can actually get quite damaged bouncing around in the box. And I've actually seen that when I help at Betta shows. We had one person ship their bettas in these really long skinny bags, and their bettas were so beat up because they were just slamming back and forth in that bag. So it's better to have them short, about 1/3 water to 2 parts air. All right, so here I have my 3 bettas, and then I have a 72-hour heat pack. The whole box is insulated. You do not want your heat pack to be in direct contact with your bettas, so that's why I'm using these styrofoam pieces to kind of keep them apart. But hopefully this heat pack keeps the box nice and cozy on its way to Randy. So I removed all the plants from this little tank, and you can see there are a ton of fry in here. Very happy with how many of them did well on this little tub. Now I'm going to pour off the water and then put them into their newly renovated new 10-gallon tank to grow out. So there is way more fry in here than I originally thought. Oops. Oh no. Trying to get them all in the water. There we go. So I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed. Unfortunately, there's a lot of algae in here, but that's okay. Okay. Try and make it as gentle as possible. There they go. Look at all those babies. So many babies. Wow, look at that. Big house. Oh, and so much algae. That's okay. The algae will die in here once I put the cover back on. There's not as much light coming in. But tons of little fry. They're about 1/4 of an inch now. Come on. It's pretty hard to maneuver this one-handed. Come on. There we go. Look at that. Again, tons of algae, but that's okay. It'll die out in a while. But look at that. They're all through the tank now. Some algae is good. It's got some little microorganisms for them to munch on. Although they're getting to the size that they want, you know, more than just baby brine shrimp. But we'll let them settle in here and check on them in a couple weeks.